In my 2 hours live webinar, you can become financially free and learn in depth.
Hello, good evening to all of you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. You need to chat. Good evening. Good evening. Just say hi in the chat box, everyone. Yes. Good evening, Raghavendra. Good evening, Arun Jadhav. Good evening, Bhanu. Good evening, Triple R. Good evening, WR. There are many who are not using the names. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Visal. Good evening. Fine, fine, fine. I am pretty fine. Okay. Just taking 1 or 2 minutes. If anybody else will join, then we will start. Just 1 or 2 minutes. Good evening, Gaurav, Binsi, Sachin. All are good evening. Good evening, Om Prakash. Good evening, everyone. So let's start. Okay. So what is our agenda? Agenda is basically planning. How we will study, what we will study, from where we will study, how we are going to complete the papers, how we are going to complete, what should I say? How we will be doing the mock papers, mock questions, what will be our plan for coming 3 months. First of all, it's not a difficult exam, but it's not a traditional type of exam where you will something you mug up, you study technically, and then you assume that the same type of question what you studied will be coming in the exam. It is not that exam. It's a business case study. They are going to ask the questions based on pure practical aspects for which the answers are not written anywhere. Whether you study 1,000 types of books, but you will not get the answer anywhere written for that. And there is one thing more. There is not a single answer possible for a particular question. There are multiple answers possible. If there are 3-4 students writing answers for a particular question, then those answers may be varying. Those answers are not same, but still every student is writing a correct answer. And every student will be given credit. Every student will be given marks. They will be passing the exams. So it's more and more a thinking process. So if somebody will think that whatever you studied in life, And if you studied something from a book and then it is asked in the exam and you were writing the answer, this is not we are going to study in this. The live class is very must for everybody. If you attend the live class, you will get, I will say, you will generate interest in the curriculum and you will like it. But doing the recordings will not be so much enjoyment in this type of study, because there is nothing which I will only say and that is only correct thing. There are many, because we have in the class so many senior persons are there, have a good amount of experience, and they may be saying something which is very logical. Maybe I am saying which is logical more than what I am saying. So it's not a question of right or wrong, or it's not a question that you will study this and you will get this in the exam. It's a very open-ended exam, open-ended curriculum, no syllabus. Nothing can be said as this we need to study and this is the technical stuff. It's a business case study. The questions will be asked in terms of case study. And then you need to think, analyze. You need to think from the business angle and then give your opinion what can be the best solution in the given situation. That is, you can say, the exam structure. Now, if we go technically, that how they are going to give the exam, how they are going to test your knowledge, if we go like that, then in that case, whatever I have written, that you will be getting after the class, after every class in the mail. So don't worry, you don't need to write anything. Just focus on understanding the exam structure, how they are going to test your knowledge and everything. Okay? I can say exam structure already written. The first thing comes in our mind that in the batch there are ACCA students, there are CIMA students. Some may be thinking, sir, want to save his time. For that reason, he is teaching together and all that. If it is not coming, it should be coming according to me. If I would be there in place of you, then I would be thinking the same. So first of all, that answer need to be given. Okay. Let make a ACCA SIMA similarities. ठीक है? ACCA SIMA differences. First of all, I'm saying I'm talking purely for ACCA SBL and CIMA SCS. I'm not talking about other subjects. I'm talking about strategic business leader case study exam for ACCA students, professional level, and for CIMA strategic case study exam for CIMA students. Okay. What is the similarity? Both exams are based on pre-seen material. What is a pre-seen material? Institute will give you a material before exam only. That material covers information about a particular industry. In that industry, a hypothetical organization, how the organization developed, what they are making, what they are producing, what is their market, whether they are listed or not, their corporate governance structure, board members, directors, their business nature, their business model, their competitors, their financial statements, there are some newspaper articles, newspaper clips, the business challenges, and all that is written in a pre-seen material. Pre-seen material is prepared by both the institutes by practical study of the industry. In the institute, as per my understanding, CIMA ACCA, there is a team of around 10 persons whose job is to regularly develop this pre-seen material. Like presently, for ACCA and CIMA, the team is already developing a pre-seen material for coming November-December exam. We don't know what will be that industry, what company detail they will be giving, but they are doing huge research. They are meeting with the corporates. They are doing Google search, ChatGPT search. They are doing the different analysis. And then the case study pre-seen material is made ready. It's very practical oriented. It is not anything which is written in the material, which is out of the practical aspects, purely practical. Whether it's a government thing, whether it's a legal thing, whether it's anything, war happening between Russia or what do you say, Ukraine, or anything happen between other countries, what economic, everything is given in the case study, the pure practical aspects of last 6 months, 1 year and all that. That is a pre-seen material. What is the difference in that? CIMA release pre-seen material around 45 days, 40 to 45 days before exam. But ACCA release pre-seen 15 days before exam. So both the institute are taking your exams based on a pre-seen material. So that is common thing in both the exams, both the curriculum. But then ACCA is giving the pre-seen material just 15 days before the exam. And CIMA is giving the pre-seen material around 1.5 months before the exam. I will say precisely, CIMA material will be coming for November exam around the 10th of October. The exact date is written on the CIMA website. I don't remember. But you say around 10th of October. Exam is on 15th of November. So around 45 days. The ACC exam will be say around 6th or 7th of December. So it will be coming around 20th or 21st November. For both the things, the exact publishing date is written on the website. I will be going on the website also, but for the time being. And I will say that CIMA pre-seen material is 25 to 30 pages. But ACCA pre-seen material 12 to 15 pages. Okay? So the length of the information, the detail of the information in CIMA is much greater as compared to ACCA. According to me, since ACCA is giving only 15 days earlier, so when they will give so many information, it will be difficult to prepare in 15 days and give the exam. But CIMA is giving you well in advance, so they are giving more and more detail about the industry and about the company. Then both the exams give unseen portion in exam. Based on the pre-seen, both the institute will be giving you further extra information so that they can ask questions. Extra information means nothing is written in the pre-seen relating to that, but they will be giving some additional information of 1 page, 2 page. They will create some scenario, some problems, some opportunities, something like that. And then they will be asking questions. So both the institute are doing that. I will say this is also similarity. In both ACCA and CIMA, they will they will ask 3 questions with subparts. So for 3 questions, they will be giving 3 different scenarios. I will say that in CIMA, the unseen portion is called. बोलेगा sir, why we are doing the difference? So that we will not discuss this again in life. कि sir, why we are together? Because when I will discuss for next 10 minutes, you will understand why we are together. So in CIMA, the unseen portion is called trigger and task. In ACCA, exhibits and requirements. So in ACCA, I will be showing you the type of paper, the way they construct and all that, how it is given to the student. But in CIMA, it is said as trigger and then some task. In ACCA, it is called exhibits and then the requirement in place of task. Slightly software, I will say exam software, slightly exam software is different. In ACCA, copy paste of a requirement in answer sheet is possible. But in CIMA, not possible. So whatever is given as a requirement, if you want to copy something in your answer sheet, in CIMA, you can't do that. But in ACCA, you will be able to do that. In both the exam, pre-seen detail will be available in the exam. By clicking a pre-seen tab, we will get. In the software, there is a tab pre-seen. You click that pre-seen which is released before the exam only. In ACCA case, it is around 15 days earlier. In CIMA, it is around 45 days earlier. You will click that, you will get the pre-seen. So you don't need to take pre-seen separately in exam. That will be there. You can see that during the entire exam. But I should write here only, that is not a difference. But from pre-seen, you cannot copy anything in answer sheet. So if you want to write something from the pre-seen in your answer, you can. You need to separately type it. You can't do copy paste of that. I will say in CIMA, 3 questions are all equally marked. That means you can say 100 marks paper, 33 marks. But in ACCA, 3 requirements consume different marks. So it is not that 33. Maybe 40 marks, other requirement 30 marks, like that. Then CIMA, 150 marks, pass marks 80, ACCA 100 marks, Pass marks 50. So out of 150, we say 80 is approximately 50% only, but it is 80 by 150, it will be coming around 53%. But what is the difference? In CIMA, weighted average score, but not in ACCA. Based on the pre-seen, they are preparing different sets of paper in both the exams. In both, based on pre-seen, many papers are prepared. 4 or 5 sets of question papers, 6 sets of question papers are prepared. So in CIMA, when the papers are prepared, they are not of the same standard. Some question paper questions are slightly more tricky, and some other papers, it is less tricky. So then the question arises that if I'm giving exam and I'm being tested on the basis of a difficult paper, and you are giving exam, you are being tested on the basis of an easy paper, it is not logical. So if I'm being tested on the basis of difficult paper, whatever marks I will score, they will be multiplied by 105, 110%. Because it was a difficult paper, so the weighting will be greater than 100%. If somebody is giving an easy paper exam, then his marks will be multiplied by around 90, 95%. For which paper, which is difficult, which is easier, nobody knows. Institute is never disclosing. Institute is always keeping that secret. So your marks in CIMA are not the actual marks which you scored. They are the weighted average marks. Whatever marks you scored, they are multiplied by 105, 110, 95, 90%, depends upon difficulty level of the paper. In ACCA, different sets of papers are there, but there is no weighted average marking because on the ACCA website, that thing is not written. You will say why they are doing this. You understand the exams are in 180 countries. So suppose I'm from India, I teach presently 8:20 in India. Somebody is from UK, and in UK, the timing is around 5 hours back. So it is around 3 o'clock. So suppose somebody is giving exam in UK at 3 o'clock, and then he is my friend, he or she my friend. I connected with him because now the connection is very simple. With the WhatsApp call, we can connect. And then he will share the entire paper with me. So I will be in a very easy position to pass the exam. I don't need to study at all. So how they will control this? By making different sets of papers. These all the international institutes are not preparing one sort of paper for all the students in the world. They are preparing different sets of papers so that the student cannot do cheating. Okay. And anyhow, as I said, any question don't have a fixed answer. The answers are subjective. There is no fixed answer for any specific question in any of the exam. So if we go into, suppose, a past term paper of CIMA, first of all, this one. Suppose this is a May-August 2021 pre-seen. They have given, and based on the pre-seen, you can see in the exam, they have tested 6 question papers. There are 6 papers. The pre-seen material, then there are 6 sets of paper institute prepared in that term. The pre-seen information is about a company, our field, and the total pages are around 31 to 37 pages. The information about, the company, then the information about the industry, it's a travel industry, airport, hub and all that. Then the information about how the hub operates, how the airport operates, then different thing, flight, what we are booking, how we are doing. So many things are given. Around 35, 37 pages information are given around 45 days before the exam. This is entire pre-seen material. This is actual pre-seen which was used in the May-August 2021 exam. You can refer on the CIMA websites, all the past papers, they are freely available. If you find problem, I will share the link. You just click the link, you will get all the papers of the past term. But I will not advise that you go on doing all those papers. The financial statement and everything is given. The division-wise information, then the share market price, share price of the company, then the newspaper clips of different news articles about the company and all that. This was the pre-seen material for May-August 2021 term. Now, this is one set of paper. When you are in the exam hall, suppose I am in the exam hall, when I will open the exam paper, then on the screen, it will be showing my name, Prakash Saraf. And then it will be saying that click next button to start. So in the next page, I will be getting, there are 3 questions, each of 60 minutes, each 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 3 hour exam. And in each, 1 hour, there are 2 tasks. There can be 3 tasks also, 2 tasks each, 60, 40. That means whatever time I will allocate my time in writing the answers accordingly. If I will go in the next page, the first task, some write-up, some mail from one person to another person, then some attachment relating to that mail, and then you need to start writing your answer. In writing answer, there are some word features, window features are there, but very less. If I'm there in the exam, I will not be using any of these features. I'm just concerned to type the answer. I don't have time. Bold, italics and all that, no post, no, nothing, no option, because time is very less. So don't use any feature, just chup-chap say go on typing. Just type your answer, whatever you think, because I will be saying how the time management will be done. Once 60 minutes gone, 60 minutes over, whatever you have written is automatically submitted. Now you are forced in the second requirement. In the CIMA, 1 hour gone, 1 portion gone. You can't go back. In the second portion, again, you are reading the scenario, you are reading the attachment reference material. Again, you are writing the answer. Again, you will be getting 1 hour to write the 1 hour reading, writing everything. In 1 hour, you need to read the mail, you need to read the attachment, you need to read the requirement, you need to write the answer, type the answer, everything should be done in 1 hour. And then the third part, in the third part again, you will read the reference material and then you will write the answer. If the 3 hour is already over, the answer will be submitted, whatever you have typed. You can give exam by sitting in home or you can give exam by going in the exam center. Both is allowed. I prefer sitting in home, my personal feeling. Because I don't need to go anywhere, whether I switch on AC, whatever I want to do, it's my room here. But during the exam, you can't go out of the room. Nobody can come inside. On your table, only a laptop or a computer on which you are giving exam. The table should be fresh, ekdam fully, and the table, and then you will be giving the exam. A transparent water bottle, nothing else. The invigilator will be looking at you for entire 3 hours. Are you using any unfair means or not? And when you are giving exam on screen, you cannot minimize the screen, because once you minimize, the exam will cancel. So you can't go any Google Chat GPT anywhere. You can't do any unfair means to pass the exam. Maybe it is from home, but both the institute have taken full care that the student should not be passing the exam by doing, unfair means. Since your entire recording is happening, if you do any unfair means later on, they will give you proof what unfair means you have done, so that your exam and registration is cancelled. There are students whose registration is cancelled already, in ACCA also, in CIMA also. And then they regret, then they say that, sir, kya kare, kuch nahi kar sakte, ho gaya. Why you were not ethical while the exam when you were giving the exam from home. So you understand that nothing can be done, no cheating and all that is possible, sir. Now, if I will go in ACCA exam software, ACCAglobal.com. In the ACCAglobal.com, go in student tab, under student tab, study support resources. Under study support resources, ACCA qualification. The paper is strategic business leader case study paper. Go in the past exams. When you go in the past exams, they will be asking login. You need to log in with your ACCA registered ID and password. You write your ID and number and password. Then you will be able to log in. Once you log in, you are getting on the right hand side here. You are getting on the right hand side, the subject's name is Strategic Business Leader Case Study. Under Strategic Business Leader Case Study, Official Resources. Under Official Resources, I've slightly increased the zoom in. Official Resources, Past Exam Library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exams. Then practice exams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then specimen exams. 8 plus 6, 14 plus 2. 16 papers they have given. Nobody can prepare all these 16 papers and not required also. Both the things. But suppose I want to just check one of the paper. This is SBL pre-September 24 mock exam. Assign. So I have assigned myself. Now I will be going practice exams. So in the left-hand side, I will be able to see pre-September 24 mock exam. This is what SBL pre-scene 24 mock pre-scene information. Pre-September 2024 mock exam. I am starting this. This is pre-scene information and this is the exam. When the ACCA student will be there in the exam hall or sitting in home giving the exam, they will be getting the software like this only. These instructions you should be reading once before going in the exam hall. I'm not reading. No point wasting time in that. This is not the... Sorry, that was a different paper I opened. Strategic Business Leader, Official Resources, Practice Exams, SBL pre-scene, pre-September mock, pre-scene information, pre-September mock, SBL pre-September 2024 mock pre-scene information. This is pre-scene information. AA, APM, SBL specimen. Let's go into this only. I think this is giving you the exam also, not only the pre-scene. Pre-scene word processor, but this is only pre-scene. Yeah. Strategic Business Leader, Official Resources, Past Exams, Practice Exams, SBL pre-September mock 2024. Let's assign this. Then we will be able to open. Yes, now it is coming. SBL pre-September mock. I am starting that. CBET ACCAglobal.com wants to see text and images copied the... ठीक है यार, allow कर दो. I'm not reading the information. Instructions and all that I'm not reading by. You should be reading once. My advice. So you see that for ACCA, they are giving 4 exhibits. The additional information are not given in part. They are given in 4 exhibits. Every exhibit has some write-up. You can adjust the exhibit as per your requirement, the length, breadth, and all that. I am adjusting based on my screen. You need to adjust as per your screen. The different details which are unseen information. These are all unseen information. So 4 exhibits are given. And then there is an airline industry and sea overview pre-scene information given. Then the task. The first task is of 28 marks. The first task is of 28 marks. They are giving some information. These information are question requirement. Please understand that in CIMA, these exhibits are called trigger. And in ACCA, they are using the term exhibits. And then in ACCA, we are saying requirements, task. But in CIMA, it is said as task, not requirements. The task has one different two tasks are there. Like in CIMA also, we just now saw that in every requirement, there are two tasks each. Based on the trigger, based on the exhibits, in every exhibits, based on every exhibit, there are two tasks. Similarly, in ACCA, there are two tasks. If the answer involves typing, then word file. If the answer involves some calculations, then in that case, you can use a spreadsheet. For calculation, you can use Excel, say 1000, say 200. So total, you all are very senior. I don't need to say anything. ठीक है ना? हो गया और क्या? 1200, any calculation and all that you will be doing in Excel. And if the questions are based on PowerPoint slides, then the slide presentation. PowerPoint slide question, they are not asking in CIMA. In CIMA, they are not asking PowerPoint slide questions. Why they are not asking, I don't know. But just that the PowerPoint presentation questions are not there in CIMA. Now in ACCA, this question you have done. Suppose you have written the answer. You are going in the task to 40 marks. And then this also you have done. These exhibits are common. Just the task is changing. In the first one, maybe the exhibit 1 and 2 will be used. In this one, the third one will be used. In the next one, maybe the third one, maybe the exhibit 4 number will be used. So CIMA is giving you information gradually. For every question, they are giving additional information. They are giving the extra things. But ACCA is giving all in one go. All in one go exhibits. And then the requirements are different. And the requirements are totally in 3 parts, which is of 100 marks. Suppose we have finished the things. We have not done anything, but suppose finished. End of the exam. I want to do yes, end of the exam. They are saying yes, end of the exam. Exam end. So exit. Once you exit, after writing your answers, you are going back to the same screen where you can get mark tab. In the mark tab, you will be getting the suggested answers. SBL pre-September 24 mock, self-mark. Self-mark means you will be getting the suggested answers from the institute. Suggested answers from the institute. Okay? These are the suggested answers. The suggested answers. Okay? You want to go into more detailed sample answer. More detail about the first answer. The entire detail about the first answer is written. Entire details are given. Along with the marking guidelines. That what student need to write and everything, how they will be marked and everything, all the things are given. Obviously, in exam, we will not get the marking guidelines and all that. But whatever we will study, we need to focus on the marking guidelines so that we can prepare well. Both the exams are 3 hours each. Both the exams are based on a pre-seen material. Both the exams have 3 questions. In CIMA, one difference. In CIMA, you are the senior finance manager. But in ACCA, you can be You can be senior finance manager or consultant or finance director or CEO. Different type of positions in different questions they are giving. For ACC exams, the position of yours in the exam in the question depends upon what they are saying. But in CIMA, it's fixed. Senior Finance Manager, SFM. You are the senior finance manager in the company, and whatever the problems the company is facing need to be dealt with, need to be resolved. उन सब problems को दूर करना है. For CIMA, for 2 exams, the pre-seen material is same. November and February same, May and August the same. But for ACC, for all the 4 terms, pre-seen material are 4 different materials. For March, it is different. For June, it is different. For September, it is different. For December, it is different. So ACC is releasing 4 pre-seen materials in a year. CIMA is releasing 2 pre-seen materials in a year. How we are going to, cover our syllabus? As we know that today is the first class. I'm just saying that they are releasing the same material, pre-seen material. And you can say that since CIMA material is very detailed, the CIMA classes are valid for 2 terms for November and February. For November, we are having live classes from today. For February, there will not be any live class because the pre-seen material, same classes are same, all are same, but we will be sharing some extra mock papers for February term. But students should never think 1 single second also that they will not be giving exam in November. Reason being that I'm explaining. For May 2025, again, we will have the live classes separately for CIMA students and all that. Okay. So we are saying that for both the exams, there is a pre-seen material. And now when we will be writing the answers, how we will plan our answers in the exam hall? What should be the length? Obviously, the length which is suggested by the institute, which is, what instructions are given by the institute that we need to follow. So for that, there is a proof from the CIMA Institute. The same type of thing is there for ACC also. I will show that. But for the time being, let's for the CIMA. Ki bhai, there is one student gave exam. He has written his answers. And those answers, how the examiners have marked, are written here. Some highlighted points. Because there are some times we think that whether the candidate has made some errors in spelling and grammar. The examiners have made it clear that candidate will not be penalized for this. For spelling mistake, grammar mistake, there is no deduction in marks. The key element the examiner looking for is the ability to address the requirement of the task and communicate them effectively within a time-constrained environment. If the communication is not your natural strength, you need to start working on it as soon as possible. Ask your friend or colleague to read your answer for you and see if they can understand what you want to communicate, what do you want to say. So there was a question came in the exam, not full question written here. This is the entire write-up by the student. Now paragraph by paragraph, how the institute is giving marks. It is pleasing to see the candidate using headings for clarity. To further improve, the candidate can use subheadings for each paragraph to highlight the benefits. Matlab candidate has written 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph. For every paragraph, examiner is recommending he could have given subheadings of the paragraph. Headings are given, but subheadings of the paragraphs would be there. The candidate has demonstrated knowledge of the pre-seen material by quoting a key figure. In the pre-seen, the financial statement, revenue, cost, all these things are given. The student is using those figures to explain his thought process. It is also evident that the Candidate tried to showcase industry knowledge by quoting real life example. However, the use of real life example here is more like just name dropping. It will be better if the candidate can give example of the why they are using that example. If suppose in the exam, I'm using Amazon, I'm using Apple, I'm using Google, I'm using Microsoft, I'm using any company. Why? Is there any relevance of that? I need to explain that relevance. Just naming a practical organization is not enough. So the student has done this mistake. Marketing cost is also reduced as online shopping would mainly rely on something the examiner is commenting marketing, the student has not written properly. This student got around 95 marks by writing this. The type of answer, this is not institute answer. A student has written this and the institute has marked his copy, writing that how much marks, where he could have done better and all that. A categorical analysis has been done. This is same thing done for the ACCA students also, where we have a Google Drive link, which you all must have already received, but I will be sharing after the class to everybody, those who are registered, don't worry. Now in the Google Drive link, you will find ACCA SBL. I took a webinar around 1.5 years, 2 years back. And in that webinar, not this one, sorry, sir. This one. This one also not relevant. 1 second. This is APM. I want SBL. SBL. Flow chart planner. Where it is gone here. I will share with you in the institute website. We can search 1 second. Examiner's report, SBL mock exam debrief video. Everybody, ACCA student should be doing this. There are some 3-4 videos are there, some 5-10 minutes each, which are helping you to understand the examiner's marking guidelines. But if develop your exam strategy, technical article, SBL mock exam, debrief video exam technique, frequently asked examiner's report. In the examiner's report, I need to search. No point wasting time in this. I will share the file. In that file, just like CIMA has done this, there is a student answer and then how they have marked. Similarly, ACCA Institute have done. They have given the student answer and how they have marked. They have given that file so that we can understand better. The question is that in this type of exam, you will see that when the institute is publishing the model answers, both in ACCA CIMA, when they will publish the model answers, any model answer, if you refer, what they are saying, this is the same language both the institutes are using. These answers have been provided by CIMA for information purpose only. The answers created are indicative of a response that could be given by a good candidate. They are not to be considered exhaustive, and other appropriate relevant responses would receive credit. That means if your answer is not matching with the model answer, still you may be correct because your answers are logical. CIMA will not accept challenge to these answers on the basis of academic judgments. If somebody will raise challenge that these answers are not correct and all that, then CIMA is not going to receive any, any sort of challenges and all that. Similarly, ACCA Institute have written. Both the institute have written the same thing. They have also written here, maybe they have not written, but the same language written by them, that we are not going to receive any challenge that this answer is not correct or this type. We need to understand that for both the exams, we are going to get 100 marks paper. Say CIMA also 100 marks, not 150, say 100 marks. We are going to get 3 questions. In CIMA, it is 60 minutes, 60 minutes, 60 minutes. In ACCA, the entire paper will be there. You can write any answer anytime. The whole paper will be there for entire 3 hours in front of you in ACCA. But in CIMA, every part, one part each for 60 minutes. And you know that in CIMA, what we said? In CIMA, we said that suppose for any question paper, for any paper, they are giving you some mail, something, they are giving you some other article, and then you are getting the time to write. Normally, according to me, if I am the student in the exam, then reading this one page and reading this another page and planning for the answer as per the requirement will be taking approximately 10 minutes. Somebody will take 12 minutes also. Approximately 10 to 12 minutes gone in reading the unseen and then planning the answer for this. So out of your 60 minutes, I will say verse to verse 15 minutes gone. You are left with 45 minutes. And in 45 minutes, if there are 3 requirements, you need to answer all these 3. Out of 45, 34%, 33%, say 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, you will be typing your answer. Out of 60 minutes, 15 minutes gone in reading, planning and everything. If you are getting time to write 45 minutes for all the 3 parts. 15, 15, 15. In 1 minute, the length of the answer should be 15 to 20 words. Around 1.5 line. With a font size 11. With a font size 11, in 1.5 line, in 1 minute, you should be typing. So 15 minutes, around 20 to 22 lines. 20, 20, 20. Around 60 to 65 lines should be the length of the answer. Similarly, the second question, similarly, the third one. 60, 60, 60, 180 to 200 lines. We can say that 15 to 20 words per minute we should be able to type. You will say for ACCA, sir, what will happen? For ACCA, you are reading the 4 exhibits together. You are reading the requirement for different tasks. That will also take 30-40 minutes, man. Reading the unseen, the exhibits, the requirements will take 30-40 minutes for reading and planning your answer. So out of 180 minutes, the 40 minutes gone, you are left with 140 minutes. For 100 marks, 140 minutes. Indirectly, we can say that for 1 mark, 1.4 minute. Now in ACCA, out of 100 marks, there is 20 marks professionalism, which does not require any specific write-up, but they give professional marks separately. We can say that ignore that 20 marks. Say 80 marks, you are getting 140 minutes to write. Approximately 1.75 minutes per mark. So if there is a question of 12 marks, so 12 into 1.75 will be coming around 20 minutes. And in 1 minute, you should be able to type 1.5 line, 15 to 20 words. So we'll be giving 20 minutes means 30 lines answer. This calculation I have done. If you are getting 50 minutes to write an answer, writing time, per minute you are writing 50 to 20 words, 1000 words. 1000 words can be said as around 60-65 lines. So CIMA student will be writing for each part 60-65 line answer. ACCA student depends. I will say that for each minute, we need to give 1.5 lines. For ACCA student, there are 20 marks professionalism, which does not require any specific write-up. For CIMA, there is no extra marks for professionalism that is included in the normal marking guidelines. I will say that if we refer this one material, pocket notes, बोलेगा सर आप इतना material खोल रहे हैं, सब बता रहा हूं. Just give me further 10 minutes more. You will get everything. Just 10 minutes more. For ACCA, they are saying that the SBL exam is based on an integrated case study. Pre-scene information is provided 2 weeks in advance. The primary aim of the pre-scene is to enable a student to become familiar with the business activities of the case study organization and the industry. Familiarity with this important contextual information will help a student to understand better and apply the future. The SBL exam will contain further new information, which is exhibits, which is student focus on in answering the requirement. The exhibits in the exam may take a variety of forms, memos, this, that. You need to write the answer report or something. These assignments or tasks may require the candidate to take on different roles, maybe senior finance manager, finance director, or whatever sub-parts are there. Within total marks available, all professional marks are 20 marks. Each professional skill will be tested in the exam. The SBL exam will be 3 hours, 15 minutes. 15 minutes is just seeing the paper and all that, not to write anything. The compulsory task with a varying numbers, the total time allowed 3 hours, 15 minutes. Further detail relating to professionalism and all that in the next page. No issue. You can say that this is the exam structure, how we need to write the answers, how we need to plan our timing. And as I said, for CIMA, there is weighted average marking. For ACCA, there is no weighted average marking. As far as exam form filling dates are concerned, the ACCA SBL exam form need to be filled up by end of October maximum for giving December exam. For CIMA student, November first week for giving November end exam. November first week, I will say 1st or 2nd November last date. But ACCA students should fill up the exam form maximum by 28th October. They should not wait for end of October. Similarly, CIMA students should fill up the exam form by maximum 25th of October, not beyond that. So दोनों स्टूडेंट को जल्द से जल्द एग्जाम फॉर्म भर देना, अभी नहीं. Let's start study. so that you will be able to prepare well, you will get confidence, and then you will fill up the exam form. How we are going to cover our syllabus, how we are going to study. That schedule is prepared here. Today is 11th September. We are going to understand the exam pattern, material to refer, mock papers and all that. I will be showing which material we will be using. 12th to 10th of October, 12th September to next 1 month, what we are going to do. Covering different areas of the syllabus based on 2 pre-seen material of the past term. I will be referring in coming 1 month 2 pre-seen material of past term. 1 ACCA pre-seen, 1 CIMA pre-seen. And based on that, we will be covering different parts of the syllabus. The purpose is that how we need to analyze the pre-seen. In the pre-seen, how they will be asking questions, how we need to build the answers, how while writing the answers, how the technical study will be covered, that we will be doing. You can see that in 1 month, I will cover the entire syllabus. The syllabus, the way it is to be covered for covering the case study. Now, around 10th of October, we will be having the CIMA pre-seen material. So based on that pre-seen material, we will be doing that study of the pre-seen material in the class from 11th October to 5th November, along with different questions on that pre-seen, different areas, again the technical study. Whatever we will study in 1 month, on the basis of that pre-seen material, we will again study the same thing for next 1 month. For till 5th of November, then based on the pre-seen material, we will be doing some mock papers in the class. The full exam style questions, 3-4 mock papers we will be doing in the class. 1 in the class, 1 as a homework and all that. Here also when we will be studying, there will be different types of homework based on the case study. Here also when we study for 1 month, there will be different types of homework assignment, because if you are there in the class, I am discussing something, you are understanding. By this, we cannot pass this exam. The only way by which we can pass this exam is by practice in writing. Only thing. Only possibility to pass this exam is practice in writing. And normally those who don't practice in writing, they are the student who are going to fail the exam. I am saying in the first class only. You need to submit your write-up, your answers, whatever assignment homework will be given to you. So by 20th November, I will finish CIMA story. Now 21st November, we will be getting ACCA pre-seen material. CIMA student already gone for their exams and all that, because their exams is around 25th of November. And we will be focusing on ACCA pre-seen material. Those classes will be done only by ACCA student for next 10 days. Their mock papers, their pre-seen material, they will be getting very less time based on their pre-seen material. And then both the students will be giving exams. CIMA student in end of November, ACCA student will be beginning of December. They all will be giving exams. For doing the classes, what are the materials I am going to refer? I will request you refer those materials only. This is the Google Drive. So many materials are there, but I will be using which material? I will be using one of these pocket notes. I have already downloaded this. The pocket notes is here. I will be regularly using this pocket notes. Okay? I will be using this my notes, ACCA SBL CIMA SCS notes. I will be using these notes, the Word file. I will be using the exam kit, SBL exam kit, very less, but sometime. I will be using SBL study text. This is 24-25. Received it today only. This is uploaded today. This was not there earlier. You will find here 23-24 material also. I have not deleted because somebody is referring the old classes, so they will need this for that reason. After the end of this batch, I will delete the 23-24 material. 24-25 material exam kit is study text. I will not be using any other resources. Pocket notes, ACCA SBL CIMA SCS, my notes, study text exam kit, that's all. Nothing else. And then the pre-seen information from the ACCA website, from the CIMA pre-seen, which I will be sharing and we will be referring in the class. That we will be using, because coming 1 month I will be using past term pre-seen. So those past term pre-seen, their questions, their answers, then this our file, Word file, then this pocket notes, then exam kit study text. You will say, sir, CIMA student, what they will refer? The same thing they will refer. The CIMA student will refer the same material which we are referring for ACCA student. The ACCA student will be doing the same pre-seen questions which will be released by the CIMA Institute on around 10th of October. But the pre-seen material for ACCA will be covered separately with them because their pre-seen will be released around 20th of November. That is not there now. So how we will prepare based on that? We can't sit idle for 2 months and then when the material will come, we start to study. That's not possible. We need to study properly so that we will be able to pass the exam. The material, the exam structure, the passing criteria, how to write the answers, question pattern, past term paper, this, that. The pre-seen information. I think nothing is left. For ACCA student, one more thing, if I will say, for ACCA student to book your exam, for ACCA student, students, exams, under the exams, exam fees, date, timetable, exam timetable. Book your exam. In the book or exam, it is not an on-demand exam. It is a session-based exams. View current exam fees, view exam entry deadlines, how to book, amend or cancel your exam. Remote or center-based. Book your exam now. Sometime book your exam. ठीक है? For your ID and password you need to use and then you can book your exam. I'm not proceeding because this is some other student detail I'm using. Run test if you want to give exam by sitting in home. Add an exam. आपको exam add करना है. फिर यहाँ पर आएगा options. वो options को select करना है and then you will make the payment and book the exam. For CIMA student, the platform which they will be giving, in that platform, you will click book exam. You don't need to pay anything because CIMA student are paying bundle fees. That includes the exam fees also. You just need to book your exam, the slot. Whether you want to give exam by sitting in home or you want to give exam in exam center. For both the students, the choices are there on you, how you want to give the exam. I prefer sitting in home, but it's your choice what you want to do. If I would be there, I would be giving ACCA CIMA exam sitting in home only. I don't want to waste my time. That anything left which is generally required to be explained? I don't think so. Just that what the examiners are saying. Examiners are saying read the pre-seen material very carefully. Presently for both the exams, we don't have any pre-seen. Come into the exam understanding the industry and the company. Don't come in the exam without understanding the industry and the company. Manage time and make sure that do not run out of time in a particular section. This can happen with ACCA student. This can happen with CIMA. In CIMA, there are 3 tasks. You are giving all the time to one task, the other 2 left. In ACCA, entire 100 marks paper, you are giving huge time to task 1 and the others are left. That happens with many students. Answer what is asked by reading the question. Don't be in advance think that I need to write this. Read the requirement exactly what they are asking. Answer which are not applied to the case will not score high marks. A basic knowledge of the subject like AFM, SBR, APM and all that, advanced auditing and assurance required. which I will cover in the class, don't worry. For ACCA SIMA student T3, P3, F3, basic knowledge. What we will do coming 2 months, we will do that only, along with the case study. Candidate must be able to apply their knowledge to a variety of situations. And so they have an in-depth knowledge of the subject matter. This is examiner's comments, examiner tips. कि आपको अगर एग्जाम पास करना है तो आपको ये सब सोचना होगा, ये चीजों को फॉलो करना है. This is, you can say, a general brief up or introduction or warm up or foundation relating to both the course that ACCA SIMA case study exam structure, exam form, exam pre-scene, how to practice, from where to practice, how the examiners are giving the marks, what we should be doing, how we are going to study, what the examiners are asking, what material to refer, and everything. The last thing, after the class is over, today class is there on YouTube live. So after the class, you can see the recordings on YouTube only. In the live tab in our channel, you will be able to see this class. But subsequent classes will not be YouTube live through the software. I will share the link for the live class separately. And after the class is over, you will be able to see the class in the software. Bolega, which software? The software which you already got, where you got the old batch classes. Somebody will say that, sir, it is not yet installed in my machine. Then connect with my team, mail them. They will help you to installation. Unless and until software is not installed, you can't see the subsequent classes recordings. The subsequent classes recordings can be seen in one laptop and one mobile phone, Android based. You should be seeing the class on laptop only because bigger screen, understandability will be more. But just mobile phone, you can use Android phone, not the iPhone. For recording class, for live class, you can use iPhone. There is no problem. But for recording classes, we don't have the system which can run on the iPhone. So you can use Android phone and you can use any one laptop, one single laptop, one Android phone. If you find any technical problem, you are not able to get the classes or anything, my advice, request, whether you accept or not, normally the student don't accept. Then in that case, your kartavya, your responsibility is to don't eat anybody's head, don't call anybody, chup chap se just mail here classes@saraf.academy. You can message here, but if you are messaging now, all these numbers are in the office and the office already 7 p.m. over. So nobody is there in front of these numbers. So nobody will reply you. When they will come tomorrow office, then only they will reply. So advice, don't message anything, just mail. Your mail will be answered by them, believe me, efficiently. For any technical query, for subject related query, you are not understanding any concept, I am there. My number is written, you can connect with me anytime. There is no office hour for me. Anytime you can connect. If I am taking class, I will not reply. There are so many calls I am receiving continuously. But I'm not replying them because I am taking, the student need to understand. One student already called 10 times. They need to understand somebody is busy. So once the class is over, I will definitely connect with them, the person, him or her, and I will handle him. But during the class, I cannot do anything. So you will be connecting with me only for subject related query. For any technical query, notes, material, everything, you will just mail, we will do the needful. Whatever notes you need to use, the Google Drive link and all that, I will share after the class to all of you. You don't need to take tension. So that will be there. Now, any specific query, any question to ask relating to all these general aspects, exam booking, passing criteria, paper, pre-scene, this, that, which material to refer, how much to study, how much hours. I will say that total study is around, the classes will be around 70 to 80 hours and 70 to 80 hours self-study. So it's around 150 hour study in coming 3 months. For CIMA student, 10 days less. For ACCA, 10 days more. So around CIMA student, 80 days. ACCA student, 90 days. So 80 days, 150 hour is also coming less than 2 hours. And 90 days, 150 hour already coming less than 2 hours. And if somebody will think that I cannot study this much, believe me, you will never be able to give exam. So don't even think for a single second that I will not study and I will not give exam. It's a very practical oriented, very open-ended, no technical study. You will be able to manage this much. You will be able to manage this and give the exam and pass the exam. It's not difficult exam, neither for CIMA, neither for ACCA students. In both the courses, normally our result is 80% plus. Whoever is studying and whoever will give exam, 80% student will pass the exam. Suppose in CIMA, there are 10 students giving exam. 7 to 8 will definitely pass. In ACCA, 10 students are giving exam. Out of 10, 7 to 8 will definitely pass. So when that is the pass percentage, that means you need to understand it's not so much difficult. The pass percentage of the institute is around, in ACCA, around 50-55% average. And in CIMA, it is around 50-55%. So institute pass percentage is also very good. But you can say that 70-80% every term the students are passing these exams at our pace. So it's not a difficult exam, just a regular study is must. Whatever homework assignments will be given to you, you need to submit. You will start asking the homework assignments only at the end. After 2.5 months, every day you check. That's not possible. That's the major problem if you are doing self-study. Who will check your answer? If there is nobody to check your answers, then it is very difficult to do the pros cons analysis on your write-up. We will be going to write exam based on pre-scene. Yes, everybody, sir. And your pre-scene will be released around 10th of October. So based on that, we will study from 10th of October onwards. Presently, we don't have. Everybody, CIMA, ACCA student will be giving exam based on the pre-scene material, which I have written here. The similarity and all that. Both the exams are based on pre-scene material. So giving 5 minutes to all of you, if there is any specific query, anything to ask. Exam pattern, a question, this, that, exam form, filling this, anything, whatever general query coming in your mind, please ask. Please clear that. No extra material, sir. I said just now, na? No extra material, sir. I said which material we will use. We will be using this ACCA SBL CIMA My Notes Word file. We will be using exam kit study text, this one and this one. We will be using the pocket notes. That's all. These are the 4 materials. And then other than that, whatever the pre-scene material will be released by the institute, that we need to refer. Based on that pre-scene material, so many question mock papers I will be preparing. Preparing means in the sense getting from Kaplan, getting from BPP, getting from ACCA CIMA Institute. So many resources we get as a training provider. So we will be using those resources also. That is not ready because we don't have pre-scene. So how we will have the mock papers based on the pre-scene? But out of this entire Google Drive, you will be referring this one, you will be referring this one, you will be referring this one, and you will be referring this one. The major I will be using in the class, this one and this one. And as I said, that how we are going to cover our syllabus. This I said study plan. Today, understanding of the exam pattern. Then next 1 month, the past term 2 papers. Based on the past term 2 papers, preparing for them, covering different areas of the syllabus with different assignments. Then CIMA pre-scene material will be released around 10th of October. So for around 25 days, based on that material, again revising the different parts of the syllabus, questions and answers. Every time you will be getting homework based on this, every time. And if anybody is not doing homework, they can't pass. Be ready. I'm saying on the first day only. Then from 6th November to 20th November, based on the CIMA pre-scene, we will be doing so many mock papers, mock test, 3-4 mock test, mock papers. Then CIMA student gone. Around 20th November, we will be getting ACCA pre-scene material. From 28th to the 30th November, we will be doing the pre-scene analysis of ACCA student, their mock papers and questions. And then ACCA student will also give exam in December. This is the way we are going to proceed, sir. In my Google Drive, there are so many materials are there, but I will not advise use all of them. Not required, sir. Don't use all of them. They are there extra material. Somebody will say, मेरे को और करना है भाई, पढ़ कोई बात नहीं है. But whatever we will study, if you are a good student, believe me, I will help you to score rank also. Just that. Let's start. Let's understand the concepts. Let understand everything with logic. Then we will be able to understand. How I will answer this? Arun, Prem. In CIMA exam, Excel is not required because they are not giving any calculation based questions. Even in the entire exam, there is no use of calculator. So no use of calculator in exam for CIMA. For ACCA, calculator you can take, both the student can take. For ACCA, normally Excel can be used. If in ACCA also the calculation are very less. But in CIMA, the calculation will be 0. So there is no use of any Excel and all that. It will be from MNCs, big companies, turnover $1,000, $5,000 million and all that, like that, listed in the stock exchange, all these types of companies generally, out of 199% of the cases. So all the case studies are based on multinational companies. But Mr. Prem and Arun, are you getting which material to refer? Because again and again, same question, yaar, Prem. Prem Khute. मैंने अभी बोला कि ये वाला मटेरियल रेफर करेंगे, ये वाला रेफर करेंगे, ये वाला रेफर करेंगे और पॉकेट नोट्स रेफर करेंगे. ये 4. बोलेगा सर हमें कहां से मिलेगा? पहले से ही मिला हुआ है. गूगल ड्राइव लिंक आपके पास है. You already have. But I will be giving Google Drive link to all of you again after the class. So no problem. Which material to refer? I am waiting any other question anybody has. Because we need to be ready with all the basic understanding. No problem. Arun and Prem, any other thing, anybody has question in mind which you want to ask? If there is no question, then everybody, those who are attending the session, can you write in the chat box all clear AC? Can you write in the chat box all clear AC? Everyone, please write in the chat box all clear AC. So that we can proceed. All clear AC. So Prem, AC, others, waiting for everyone. Vishal, AC. SB is writing something else. Thank you. Binsi, AC, others, waiting for everyone. If anyone is not getting AC, that means there is some question. Arun, AC, Bhanu, AC, Gigi, AC, Gaurav Yadav, AC, others, please. Om Prakash, AC. Okay, done AC. So now start our study. This is a pocket notes which I will be using generally in the class. The pocket notes is basically saying the entire syllabus in a pocket form, because anyhow the technical study is not relevant for strategic case study. I will not be using this as the way I am starting it, because there is no technical study required as such. If you take the break, then it will be counted out of 3 hours only. So no break, sir. If you take a break for 5 minutes out of 3 hours, 5 minutes gone, sir. In any exam you must have given in life, there is no break in between the exam. Is there? What? SB. I have taken this break, having some water. This time is already gone. This much time I am not able to type. Everybody should study on screen. Don't take any printout. If you have any printed materials, throw out of the window. Because studying on the basis of printed material, underlining, writing on a copy is a different ball game than studying on the screen, reading on the screen, writing, typing on the screen. We are doing this always in our work culture. But in the exam, we are not habituated with this. We need to develop this habit from today only. Nobody should study by taking printout or anything. All the materials are printable. Whatever is there in the Google Drive, you can take printout. Please don't do that. This is my first request to all of you. Don't take any printout. You have posted. I said already, sir, SB. I don't know your name. SB. That there is no breaks between the exam. If you will take break, that will be counted as a time of 3 hours. If you go washroom and all that, your time of exam is going on. It is not that it is stopped. You can go for washroom even though you are giving exam from home one time, not 2 times. But that washroom time, the exam software is counting that time. That is not deducted from 3 hours. So what I was saying that I'm just for starting the syllabus, just using this pocket notes, but my focus is study everything based on the pre-seen material. Just for 10-15 minutes, I'm going through this, what do you say, introduction part, pre-seen material. In the exam, whether we are giving CIMA exam or ACCA exam, we are a strategic thinker. Who is a strategic thinker? Who think long term, who think about the whole organization, not thinking about a particular department or a division, who knows what is the strength and weakness of the organization, who knows what is the opportunities going to get in the external world, what are the challenges we are going to face, who know that what are the resources we have and what are the resources we will be able to arrange to do something. The person should be a strategic thinker. Because both the exam name is what? Strategic Business Leader Case Study for ACCA, Strategic Case Study Exam for CIMA. Both are strategic thinker. A strategic thinker is always a leader. They are the top manager or senior level or board members in the organization. Their thinking process need to be very methodological, very systematic. They should be analyzing all the situations properly. They need to lead from the front. They need to give the correct direction, the correct guidelines, the correct solution for any problems. They need to behave. Their culture should be as a leader. And they need to give a strategic direction to the organization. To be a leader and to give a strategic direction, they need to have some professional skills. The professional skills are covered in 5 words, not only for ACCA, for CIMA student also. Professionalism means communication, commercial acumen, analysis, skepticism, and evaluation. Commercial acumen means whatever you are deciding for your organization, for your client, for the business. It should be commercially viable. It should be doable. It should be based on the resources and competencies of the company. Communication, whatever you are saying to anybody, the other person should be able to understand. You are communicating with examples, with knowledge. Like suppose I am teaching anything, I am explaining anything. My communication should be such that it is understandable to everybody in the class. With my examples, with my knowledge, with my language, with my body language, I should be able to communicate properly. Because the most important language in the world is proper communication. You know that in any requirement of the job, good communication skill is one of the most important requirement. So that communication should be there in bolega in exam what they want to say, what exactly they are asking, how can you write that answer, how can you reply to that situation that is understandable to board members and others. That is called communication. Analysis. Whenever you are giving your opinion on something, you will be analyzing the things from different aspects, from financial angle, from non-financial angle, from different matters. The analysis would be very thorough, very understandable. You should not be accepting anything on face value. You should not be accepting anybody saying anything. You should always maintain skepticism. It may be wrong. You should always be having questioning mind that this may not be correct. While giving your opinion, you need to maintain the skepticism because we are senior level person and we should not be accepting anything on face value. And evaluation, whenever we are suggesting something, we should give pros and cons, advantage, disadvantage, good, bad, all the things we should analyze, communicate, cover, and then we should be giving our opinion or our solutions. They are saying that if you want to give exam, then for giving exam, you need to be a strategic thinker. You need to be behaving like a leader. And you need to have these professional skills. You may be saying that this is for the exam. I will say that this is required for practical life. You cannot grow in the ladder. You cannot becoming the CEO, CFO. You cannot be becoming a SFO of a company unless and until you have these skills. So they are testing your knowledge, not because of exam. They are testing that they want to develop this skill in you so that you can grow in your career. That's the purpose. So if we say being a leader, you are expected to be able to analyze the business situations and implement appropriate, effective and sustainable solution. This means that you can be clear and focused, identifying the key issues, analyze and address ethical concerns, use technical models and quantitative analysis, and make the correct recommendations. Thinking strategically means have a long-term perspective, thinking about the whole organization along with a particular department division, set the direction of the whole organization, consider all stakeholders, not only shareholder, supplier, financiers, employees, staff, analyze the organization resources and competencies, relate the organization to its existing environment, and develop the strategies which are helping the organization to become more competitive. This is called strategic thinking. Communication. Communication means you have to express yourself clearly and convincingly through the appropriate medium while being sensitive to the needs of everybody. Then commercial acumen means you have to show the awareness of the wider business external factors affecting business using commercial sound judgment and insight to resolve the problems. Analysis. You need to analyze the situation from different aspects. You need to, this is skepticism. You always need to maintain skepticism. You have to probe, question, challenge information and views presented to them to fully understand the business case. And evaluation. Whenever you are giving your opinion, you need to be carefully analyzing the situation, analyze pros, cons, benefit, advantage, disadvantage, and then you will be giving your opinion. So whenever the question is asking evaluate, that means you need to write advantage, disadvantage, pros, cons, and everything. This is, you can say that for giving exam, you need to have these backgrounds. You need to be behaving like a leader. You need to be a strategic thinker, and you should have these professional skills. Then they started, you can say, technically a topic called strategy. Under strategy, they are saying just three things: strategic planning, process, and strategic drift. When we are doing, suppose I'm in the training industry for more than 25, 30 years. What I should be doing now, so that for coming 5 years, 10 years, I will be able to reap the benefits. When we are a strategic thinker, we will be able to improve our positions in the environment. We will be able to use our scarce resources in the best possible way. We will be able to provide a good direction to our organization. We will be able to set goals for a different department, divisions, or for the whole organization. We will be able to become more competitive, and we will have a designated plan for the future. But this is, you can say, a whole lot of systematic. Everything does not happen like a formula. So somebody says that to a great extent, if we are a strategic thinker, if we develop everything as a very long-term way, then it is very time-consuming. It creates bureaucracy, because the strategic thinking will be done by top management only. So you are not giving rights or responsibilities to juniors. You are not letting them to decide. They will not be liking. Less relevant in crisis. When the crisis comes, we can't handle the crisis in a very slow pace and strategic thinking way. We need to manage the crisis very fast. When we do strategic thinking, there is a JSW approach which says that, first of all, if you develop strategic thinking, then you need to first of all do strategic analysis of what? The analysis of the company's environment, internal, external, their stakeholders, and what the company is going to achieve and what they should be achieving. External environment means what? We say that in which industry we are, who are the customers, who are the suppliers, what is our market, who are the competitors. I'm not saying environment means it's what do you say, rainfall, this, that. We are not taking. External environment means the way you are doing your business with others, how you are affected by them. Internal means within the organization, the department, the divisions, the staff, the resources, the assets, the tangible assets, the intangible assets, the internal environment of the organization. The stakeholders, how we are helping them, how we are satisfying them, and the gap, what we are able to achieve and what we want to achieve. What is the difference between that? Once we do this analysis, then we will be having different choices, different options. We should be going in a different market, a different product. We should be going for organic development on our own, or we should be going for inorganic. We should be taking over some another organization, joint venture or something. When we have the options, which option we will implement, which option we will endure, which option we will, for implementing any option, what changes are required. Sometimes it happens that when we are not a strategic thinker, that means if the way we need to change and we are not changing, then we will not be able to achieve our targets. Many organizations gone in drain. You can say Nokia, you can say Kodak, you can say many big organizations, Yahoo, as compared to Google. Presently, it's Google and ChatGPT, Microsoft, fighting like anything. When the market is changing, you need to in advance sense that there are changes happening. And if you don't change yourself the way the market is changing or in advance, you will not be able to achieve what you want to achieve. As I said, we should not be studying on pen and paper, printout and all that. If we don't understand now that we need to study on screen, by the time 15, 20 days, 1 month, you take printout, underline, you will realize that I have already did mistake. I have already done bad. That means it is difficult for me to pass the exam. That happens with many students. Strategic drift means आपको जितने जल्दी जिस तरह से change करना था, you are not changing in that way, in that pace, in that direction. So the world is moving to north, you are going south, drifted. And because of that, the organization destroyed. That happens. So if you are understanding a case study, a pre-seen material, a company, industry, and they are taking some decision which is not in the right direction, which is going in a different direction, or they are not changing the way they need to change, the pace is small, different, then in that case, they will be losing the business. They will be losing. That means the commercial acumen says that they should not be doing like that. So that creates a problem that should not be happening. We need to take charge. We need to take action. There is an example of IBM. Earlier, they were a hardware provider. But when they found the artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, and all these, then they changed their entire stance. And they shifted to all these technological changes. So they are one of the best company of the world. They have changed themselves very fast. Because of that, they are able to survive. It's required for everybody. Now, if we will go on study like this, the way we are studying, अगर ऐसे ही पढ़ते जाएंगे, इससे कुछ हासिल नहीं होएगा. You will not be getting anything. Unless and until these knowledge which we are gaining, we will be applying these knowledge on the pre-seen material which came in the earlier exams. That means we study these things, but not the way I explained up till now. In a different mode. We will be studying in a different mode means we will be referring a pre-seen material, one CIMA, one ACCA, 115 pages, 125, 30 pages. And based on the pre-seen material, we will be discussing different types of questions. Those questions will be correlating to different chapters. So based on the question, we will be referring to different chapters. So that we will understand technical also, and how that technical can be applied to a given scenario, to a given case study, to a given question, to a given problem. And then we need to remember that there is nothing to mug up here. If you try to mug up, you will be destroying yourself. You need to be open-ended. You need to have your own language. And whatever is written as technical write-up anywhere, in your writing, that will be just 5 to 10%. More than that, it is your understanding. That situation need to be covered in that, and the answer need to be written in a proper structured way. Before dealing with any question and all that, I can't comment further on this. But I don't want to do study like this. कि मैं strategy बोल रहा हूं थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर. I am giving some example that is not easy to understand. Because then in that case, we will not be able to achieve our target. For 2 months, we will be studying these things based on the pre-seen material. Because that's the exam. And whatever is written here, that's not the only thing. You can read the same thing, strategy, this, that, from different books. All are correct. Nothing is wrong. Everybody has their own style of explaining the same thing. It's not 2 plus 2, 4. It's something which is more practical oriented. So we need to manage based on the pre-seen material, all these study, not as a technical study, so that it becomes interesting. So what I am doing that, there is a case study for September term. The student has given the exam already in ACCA. That September case study we are referring for coming 2 classes. For coming, not today class, coming 2 classes. You will read that pre-seen. I will share based on the pre-seen my write-up, which I shared with the students of September batch. And based on that, we will be doing 2 mock papers. One in the class, one homework for all of you. When we will do the mock paper, we will be discussing based on the mock paper different technical areas of the syllabus. Sometime finance, sometime derivative, sometime fund, sometime valuations, sometime mergers, sometime organic development, sometimes some risk, sometime corporate governance, sometime strategic drift, different things. The way the question will come, we will go into background, we will deal that, we will understand that, we will understand the scenario, and we will discuss what will be the best answer, how to write a good answer. So one paper we will discuss in the class, another paper I will give you, and you will all submit the answers. This will continue forever in the entire 3 months. Whether you are attending the class or not, but you need to submit the answers in the given time so that I can check I can evaluate, I can guide you where you need to improve. This is a must thing in this syllabus. बार बार आपको, every time I will be giving you questions and you need to submit the answers within the given time. You cannot delay, because otherwise you are not giving me time to go through your answers. It's a hard work for me, but it's an hard work for you also, that you need to regularly write the answers, submit the answers. For evaluation purpose, you will be submitting to me. So I am starting a pre-scene discussion of the September exam for ACCA student, which was of around 15 pages, which was a company and industry like Uber, a taxi company running taxis here and there. That was the company, that was the case study. Based on that, we will be doing 2 mock papers, one in the class, one as a homework. And based on those mock papers, we will be covering different parts of the syllabus. Once we cover those 2 mock, 60-70% of the syllabus covered. Again, another case study of CIMA, 60-70% covered. For next 1 month up till 10th October, we will be doing that only. Getting my point? Should we proceed, or anybody has anything to ask? Anybody has anything to say? So proceeding. This is the ACCA Institute pre-scene material for September 2024 exam. The exam happened last week based on this pre-scene information. I will be sharing this pre-scene in mail. You will be going through this pre-scene properly. And based on this pre-scene, I prepared some notes. That notes also I will share. You go through that notes once, so that when in the next class we are meeting, we will be able to discuss based on this pre-scene a set of questions covering the technical and this pre-scene both. There is the homework for the next class, reading this pre-scene, and based on this pre-scene, my write-up, okay, my analysis. This is a transport network company, Bigo, the name of the company. There is no actual company in the world named as Bigo. They always use hypothetical names so that they will not be facing any legal issues, because they cannot name any company in their pre-scene material. So Bigo is a transport network company operating in the country of Beeland, which has a population of over 200 million people. Bigo was established 12 years ago and has since grown to become the second largest TNC business in Beeland based on revenue and customer numbers. So based on revenue and the number of customers we are serving, we are the second largest company in Beeland. We are there in the business for the last 12 years. It's a transport network company. The industry. Now they are talking about the industry, not the Bigo. A TNC is a business which provides on-demand transportation services to customers through a website or a mobile app-based platform. Whether it's Uber, whether it's Ola, or wherever you are located, whatever taxi companies are there, they are running their taxi like this only. It's the industry norm. There is a, what do you say, on-demand transportation service they provide through a website or through a mobile app. Unlike traditional taxi cab hire business that is already more or less finished. It is there still, but normally the taxis are booked like app-based only. TNCs do not maintain their own fleet of vehicles or employ drivers. All these Uber and all that, they don't The owner of the car, they are not. The owner of the car is somebody. Driver is somebody. Driver is not our employee. But still the car owner and the driver are using their car and services for our customers through the app. Instead, individual drivers of cars work as independent contractors for TNC. Customers request a ride through the TNC platform and are then connected to a contracted driver who is also connected to the platform. The driver is connected to the platform, customer is connected, they are mingled together through the app. For the purpose of this pre-scene and the case study exam, the term TNC will be used to define business which offer the range of services outlined on page 3 and 4. So this transport network company, what are the services they provide are written in page number 3 and 4. B-Land has a well-developed economy and nearly 80% of its population live and work in its urban areas. So it's a developed economy, developed country, not India. We are developing. Its public transport facilities, including buses and trains, have come under increasing pressure in recent years due to a rapid growing urban population. So the population is growing because of there is huge pressure on the transport system, leading to overcrowding and unreliability. B-Land government is therefore supportive of innovative ways to address the transport challenges facing the country's many cities. B-Land government is therefore supportive of innovative ways to address the transport challenges facing the country's many cities. B-Land government is therefore supportive. They are supportive. Government is supportive कि भाई अब ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा city को you cover through your transport system. TNC have proved it to be popular and the cities as they offer a convenient and reasonable priced alternative to public transport. These types of transport network companies like Bigo are very popular because they are providing alternative facility at cheap means. The government of B-Land sees TNC as alternative to people owning and using their own car. In place of owning the car, the transport network company can help. So there is a government support for this industry. B-Land market. Jambi is Bigo's main competitor. Maybe the first, we are second, and was the first TNC business established in B-Land 14 years ago. Jambi is currently the largest TNC operating in B-Land and is also the world's second largest TNC, currently operating in over 50 countries. Jinji is currently the largest TNC in B-Land and is also world's second largest TNC. World basis, this is second, Jambi. But we are not world basis. We are our country basis second. Bigo was established 2 years after Jambi, 12 years ago. And over the years has gradually obtained a significant portion of Jambi's market share. Bingo only operates in B-Land, offering its services in 250 cities across the country. Currently, the local authority of each city sets its own criteria for allowing operating licenses in TNC and their drivers. In India also, maybe Kolkata, Delhi, there are different requirements. Several TNC businesses have been allocated to the B-Land market in the last decade, but most of these currently only operate within a limited number of cities. Most of the TNC companies are operating in limited number of cities. At the end of 2013, together Jambi and Bigo held 85% of the TNC market in B-Land. In the last year, both these first and second company in B-Land, 85% market share. You can say monopoly. Customer registered with TNC in B-Land have doubled in the last 8 years. By the end of 2013, 25% of B-Land population were active users of the TNC services. So in the 8 years, the customer has doubled. And by the year 2013, and 25% of the customers are started using these types of transport network companies. However, competition for customer also come from traditional taxi cabs and from public transport, including trains and buses. One diagram is given that TNC market share in B-Land TNC market share in B land. That is Transport Network Company market share in B land. From last 10 to 12 years, from 2010 to 23, in 13 years, Gen B is this one, the top one. Bigo, this one. And the others are this one. You can see Gen B is going down, 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 down. And Bigo, boom, 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 boom. Still, we can see that Bigo is less than Gen B. But Gen B is losing its market share against Bigo. So we are a second larger company, but still we are doing very well. The TNC user growth in B land. TNC user, matlab the customers who are using the transport network companies from 2020 to 2023. It is from, we can say, 5 to 50 million. 5 to 50 million in 12 years. 5 to 50 million in 12 years. So what is the average percentage growth every year? 5 to 50 in 12 years. So what is the percentage growth every year? How can we calculate? From 5 million customers to 50 million customers after 12 years. So what is the percentage growth in the customers every year? Anyone? Can we say 50 minus 5, 45 divided by 12? From 5 to 50 is 45 in 12 years. So 45 by 12. Can we say? In finance, we always use a compound interest. Compound interest, this 50 minus 5 divided by 12 is simple growth. We require compounded growth. 5 by a particular growth, then again growth. Suppose growth rate is 10%. So 5 into 110%, 5.5. Then into 110%, 5.5 into 110%, again and again. So we say 5 into 1 plus g to the power 12. 1 second. Just increasing the font size for better visibility. We are saying five in 2010, and then it is 50 in 2013. 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 13, 13 to 14, 12 years gap, not 13-year gap. So we say basically what? 5 into 1 plus g to the power 12, 1 plus g to the power 12 equal to 50. So how this will be solved? You see, 50 divided by 5. And then to the power 12 will be 1 by 12. So let's put this in the bracket. Put this in the bracket. To the power 1 divided by 12. And then I will do minus 1. 1.21 minus 1. 1.21 minus 1, which is coming 0.21. 0.21 will be called 21%. When 5 becomes 50 in 12 years, the compounded growth rate is 21% every year. You can check 5 into 1.21 to the power 12. 5 into 1.21 to the power 12. It is coming 49.2 means 50 because it is 2 decimal places. The compounded growth rate every year is 21%. Do we need to learn this? Do we need to do this calculation in exam? No, man. When any calculation involves like this, then when we read the pre-seen material, we will do this calculation in advance only. So in exam, you don't need to show the calculation that the compounded growth rate is 21%. You do your homework already based on the pre-seen, and in the exam, you can straight away use that in the last 12 years, the compounded growth rate is 21%. You don't need to show any calculation. The pre-seen is already given to you earlier. So all these calculations we will be doing as a homework in advance. पहले ही करके रखेंगे. But how you are getting 7%, I don't know, VG. Because we need to calculate compounded growth rate. If you do FD in bank, then the bank will not be giving you interest 5% every year. On 1 lakh, say 5%, 1 lakh 5,000. Second year, 1 lakh 5,000 pay 5%. The finance is always compounded growth rate. It is not simple growth rate. Getting everybody. Don't go into calculation. Just try to show you the calculation. Whenever any of these calculations arises, we will be doing that in advance before the exam. The compounded growth rate is 21% per annum. This is per annum. 21% per annum is the growth rate in the customers in this industry. In the B land, the customers are increasing by 21% for transport network companies. The types of services which they are offering, transport companies are offering. Ride sharing. The term ride sharing refers to sharing ride with other passengers. A share ride allows multiple and unrelated customers with pickup and drop-up location along with the same or similar route to share a vehicle for that journey, usually at a discounted price. Both GenB and BGO were initially established to offer a ride-sharing service, enabling drivers and customers to connect and share a ride. Ride-sharing aims to reduce the number of single-occupancy rides within cities, reducing congestions and impacting positively on the environment. The cost of the ride is also shared between each customer, making it a cost-effective transportation option. Customer must specifically request a share ride on a TNC platform to use this service. Have anybody in the class done this shared ride in any Uber or anything? Anybody has experience of this? Okay, you are going in a particular location, somebody else also going in that direction. You get out earlier or you get down earlier or somebody else and the other person is going forward. That means shared service. So maybe the freight will be 200, but it will be charged 60, 70 only because the other person are also paying. Anybody has used this service? Prem, have you used this? Alok, any practical experience, shared service? Nobody says here. We need to, today it's a chat, but never next time it will be Zoom where you will be able to speak out. Here the problem is in speaking, but still the communication should be there in the class. Otherwise the class will not be interesting. You will not enjoy. One-sided conversation, the class will never be interesting. Yeah, bhai. I had the experience, but I didn't like that. Because when they are leaving to other persons, the GPay which they are using is very long. Maybe it is saving some money, but it is very headache. According to me, I didn't like that. And I normally realize that they have also written in the pre-scene that this service is continuously reducing. Maybe it is reducing the cost, but it is still reducing. There is one benefit of this, that it will be reducing the pollution level. Because if you, me, or some three persons are using three transport, then all the three transport will be using fossil fuel, because most of the vehicles are still using fossil fuel. So that is carbon dioxide, creating pollutions and all that. But with the shared service, one taxi, one transport service will be able to handle so many persons. So that will be helping to reduce in the, what do you say, effect on the negative effect on the environment and all that. So with that perspective, it is good. But then the time consumption and all that, it is not good. Ride hailing is direct. You will go from one place to another. The term ride hailing refers to when a customer requests to a drive to take them to exactly where they need to go. This can be achieved by virtually hailing a ride from a TNC business using the app or website. Using a traditional taxi cab business, this would be achieved by hailing a taxi cab from the street or making a phone call. Ride hailing is the most popular service offered by most TNC, including Genvi and Bigo. These rides can be on demand or scheduled in advance. I need to go in the morning in cab, then I can book in advance also, or I can book instantly. Micro mobility. Micro mobility refers to a network of shared bicycles. That means in place of car, two-wheelers, which can be rented by customers looking for a transportation option, which are more active, lower priced, more environmentally friendly, and often have more efficient for shorter trips during heavy traffic. Bicycles are located at fixed docking stations in key locations around the city. The docking station contains a terminal to release the bicycle. Customer use the TNC platform to book and pay for the bicycle. On completion of the booking, customers are provided with a code to unlock the device from the docking station. The bicycle can then be returned to the docking station at the end of the time hire period. Micro mobility options are often used by customers to complete the last part of their journey, such as a bicycle from a bus or a train station to their place of work. That means, suppose I want to go in Kolkata in a suburb, suppose Risada. So I will be going in train from Risada. When I get down from the train station, my destination is around 2 kilometers further. So I took a bike service, and from that bike service, I went there. For that purpose, it is there. It is environment friendly, it is less costly. So that service is also good mobile service. The service customer rentals. Customer rental is a partnership arrangement between TNC and local and national car rental business, where customers can book a rental car through the TNC platform. The focus is on minimizing the need for car ownership and making car rental a viable and easy alternative for customers. Customers can arrange a car rental normally for a period of 1 to 14 days directly through the TNC, who arranges for a driver to pick up and drop off the customer at the car rental business. The car rental business pay a commission to the TNC. This car rental is running for more than 20 years. I don't remember for how many years. Suppose you are going somewhere and you will be there for 4 or 5 days. So you have taken a car on rent for 4 or 5 days. It is happening now also. So that type of service can also be provided, but this is provided through a car rental company. We are not directly doing it from the app. This is done through a car rental company to the customers. And the business service. Business service are offered by TNC to a range of businesses to assist their employees to compute effectively and to travel to events and meetings. Businesses use TNC to provide a courtesy transport for their customer clients. Business service solution help other client business to reduce cost, save time. That means in a company like in Kolkata, so many companies, so many staff from different places are going to different places. The car company will take them, all of them, and to reach them their office, or customers coming from airport, or this, that, business service. All these 5 services, these transport companies are offering. So Bigo, our company, must be offering all these. We will come to know. The TNC customers uses TNC to travel from one point to another, such as commuting to and from work, exploring cities, and shop at local business. To become a customer, an online account must be created in TNC website or app. The customer must enter their personal detail, name, address, email. They must also input credit or debit card, as all the payments are electronical, no cash payment. In India, you have cash payment allowed, but they are not allowing. Once a registered customer can choose from the range of services offered, that is shared service, direct service, and all that. To book a ride hail or a ride service, the customer must enter their required pickup location, use the global position GPS on the phone, and a destination. A price for the ride is quoted at the print point of booking, which the customer must confirm to accept. A notification of the ride request is then automatically sent to the driver. Once the driver has confirmed acceptance of the ride, the customer app notifies the customer of the driver profile, vehicle number, registration number, which allow the customer to check the driver coming time. The customer app tracks the arrival of the driver on the app so that the customer can check progress of the driver. At the end of the ride, payment is automatically deducted from the card. The TNC driver, to drive for a TNC, a driver must register on the TNC website or a drive app. The driver must choose the city they wish to drive. The driver must hold a full B-land license and private car hire license authorized by the local authority. The driver must also upload a license photo so that customer can identify them when being picked up. A driver is not authorized to drive until all necessary background checks have been done. Once verified, a driver can accept a request ride by ride. Most TNC require drivers to have a vehicle which meets specification relating to the age and condition of vehicle, which must be fully insured. Drivers do not need to own their own vehicle. TNC driver use lease vehicles to drive the TNC, and some TNC offer leasing facilities to their drivers. Drivers do not set their own prices. Each ride is calculated by TNC. Even though drivers are not their owner, not the company's staff, but they cannot set the prices set by the app. And the app will do calculation. Busy time, more rate, higher rate, that all the thing. In B-land, driver working for TNC are recognized as independent contractors, not employees of the TNC. This allows drivers to choose their own working hours. The flexibility that is there in India, Uber also. The flexibility attracts a wide range of drivers, including students, retired people, and part-time workers. The ride hailing and the ride sharing services. A registered customer like me or you log into the customer app or website. A price for the ride is quoted on the app, a website, and customer confirm. The ride request is immediately sent to the driver. A registered driver accepts the ride via the app. When the driver accepts the ride, the customer is notified of the customer app of the driver detail. The customer can track the driver progress using the customer app, can also view the route allocated. The driver arrives at the specified pickup location, check the customer name. The customer checks the vehicle and the driver. Once customer and driver deals have been checked, the driver picks up the customer and drive to the requested destination. When the ride is complete, the payment is automatically taken from the customer card. The customer is then required to complete a driver rating score. That is, you can say, the system which we all are doing. Industry challenges. The TNC operations are subject to global economic condition, including the resulting impact on spending by customers, slow economic growth, recession, or increase in fuel cost. can decrease customer spending power or confidence, which hinder TNC operations. Growth of TNC business depends on ability to attract and retain qualified drivers. One is the customer retention, one is the driver retention, and increase availability drivers operating hours. TNC do not provide drivers with flexibility and opportunity to earn sufficient income. They will fail to attract the new drivers and current driver resulting in complaints. This will inevitably adverse effect on the customers. As urbanization increases, car ownership decreases, maintaining and growing the relationship with the driver is must. Similarly, success in the industry depends upon ability to attract new customers, retain existing customer, increase their usage. Customer have a wide variety of options for transportation, including using those own vehicles, rental car, taxi, cab, public transport, and this. Customer preference are likely to change over time. TNC must continuously ask new ways to appeal to the new customers who have historically used the other forms of transport, how they are attracting the customers. Safety issues have been major challenges in the company. Illegal, improper, inappropriate activities by customer or driver have adverse effect on the resolution of the whole industry. These activities have included assault, theft, unauthorized. Relating to this, there are so many practical examples. You just write in Google recent case in any taxi cab. I remember I was seeing news around 2-3 months back. There was a lady going in an Uber cab or a Ola cab, I don't remember. And it was saying that the driver had stolen from her account, bank account, 3 crore rupees when she was in transit. How come? The driver from the app is able to connect through the bank of the customer because credit card, debit card details are there. And if the driver is good IT person, he can manage that. That is done. The lady was discussing something secret. And then the driver blackmailed him. And then he took around 3 crore rupees from his bank, from her bank account. So these type of cases regularly arise: theft, this, that, unauthorized behavior, improper behavior. That type of issue regularly arise in this industry. The challenge for TNC is to implement continually update sufficient measures to safeguard against illegal, improper activities. The environment impact of transport, that is fossil fuel and all that. So we require electric car, we require driverless car. The environment impact of transport has become a major focus for government across the world. The transport industry is considered to be a significant contributor to air pollution. TNC activity has been cited as a cause for rising congestion and air pollution in rural areas. Several cities in B-land are introducing technologies to manage traffic flow and congestion, which could disrupt the services. Clean air zones are being introduced in many towns and cities. In India, the population pollution level is very high. Latest development. The other services which they can offer: food delivery. TNC in some countries have recently started the offer a service where customers can offer food through a dedicated app for local and national restaurant and food outlets. Orders are placed on TNC platform. The restaurant confirms the order, prepares the food, and TNC driver picks it up and delivers to the food. Uber Food is doing this. Driverless car. Some global TNC are currently testing the viability of driverless car so that the car will be available 24 hours. But currently all such vehicle must operate within at least a supervisory driver. Driverless car can navigate to destination and avoid obstacles. To accomplish this, it uses artificial intelligence system, sense its surroundings, process visual data. अभी तक driverless car पूरे world में develop नहीं हुआ है. Tesla and all that are doing that, but it takes some time. Electric vehicles, most TNC recognize this is developing very fast. Potentially negative impact on the environment due to increasing mileage covered by drivers. Therefore, many TNC companies encouraging electric vehicles. How the performance in the industry is measured: key performance indicators. Number of active customers, the number of customers who have used the TNC app in recent times. Number of active drivers, the number of drivers who have been active on the TNC platform. Rides completed, the number of rides which have been completed through a TNC platform in a specified period of time. Revenue, the amount of money generated by TNC fares commission. Net promoter scores, the customer satisfaction and loyalty rating with positive scores minus the negative score. Driver satisfaction, the driver satisfaction level with the TNC based on a range of measures including rates of pay, safety provision, that is driver rate. There are currently no overall standard to which TNCs VLAN should adhere in terms of operational requirements, technology and data security, driver status or environmental impact allocation. What they are saying, no overall standards to all TNC in VLAN, either in terms of, that is, they have a different norms relating to technology, different parts in the country. In some countries, drivers have set up trade union, driver network association, which have enabled them to gain a collective violence, whereas implemented these have been popular with drivers, and there has been some success in challenging TNC through the particular country legal system or recognizing driver employment rights and status. BIGO, this is about the industry, the services which are offered and the services which can be offered. Then the company, BIGO was established 12 years ago by Id Foss and Kim Lee, two work colleagues who had previously set up and managed the business in VLAN, developing mobile apps for other organizations, having experienced their own daily challenges in commuting and socializing. BIGO capital city, they had lived and worked. They recognized the need for more convenient and cost-effective transport. Their initial focus was to encourage customers to share rides, although ride sharing and ride hailing were both available to customers. In the early days, operating with only a basic website and mobile app and only a few drivers, it was clear to Ed and Kim that demand for the ride-sharing and ride-hailing services was high. Over the next few years, succeeded financially by several venture capitalist investors, BIGO grew rapidly, and by the end of 13, it had over 16 million active customers. This is predicted to rise to 19 million in 2014. Some graph, BIGO registered and active customers. From 2010, they started in 12 till 2013, 12 to 13, 9 years. It is, you can say, 1 million customers to 16 million customers. We can calculate compounded growth rate. Then the number of cities BIGO operate. In 2013, it may be, you can say, 3 cities. And in 2023, it is around 230 cities. So from 3 cities to 230 cities, I will say that from 1 city to 230 cities, from 2012 to 2023, around 9 years. Ownership, B was listed on the B-Land Stock Exchange, multinational, you see, listed company 5 years ago. 80% of the shares are held by the large institutional investors. 10% shares are held by the original builders, and the remaining 10% by the general public. Services offered by the BIGO. We are offering ride hailing, 72% revenue we are generating. With sharing 12%, 72 plus 12, 84%. Micro mobility bike service 11%. Business service for employees and others 5%. So where is that one another? Out of the 5 service, what is the one another? Rental service we are not offering. Up till now, rental service we are not offering. When it was first established, BIGO focused primarily on shared rides, as the founder wanted to offer environment sustainable transport. Over the years, ride hailing has become increasingly popular, who want to get from point A to B without sharing their ride with customers. Currently, over 70% of BIGO are generated from this. Ride sharing is still demanding by customers, particularly students and lower income customers. Micro mobility, 5 years ago, B acquired a national micro mobility business. You acquired the business and then you were doing micro services, bike services. So this is inorganic development you had done, enabling it to offer its customers a new service of bicycle hire. This environmentally friendly transport system often has proven to be very popular customers in VLAN in the last 2 years. BIGO has invested significantly in additional infrastructure in support growing demand for the services. Currently, BIGO operates in micro mobility services in 100 cities out of 230 VLAN, and it has over 9 million active users. 9 million users they have. Business service, 2 years ago, BIGO partnered with the several national organizations to transport their staff and from the workplace and meeting, and to transport customers and clients from the hotels and all that. Technology used by BIGO. Technology used by BIGO, website and mobile app, payment processing software, which is there in everywhere, customer and driver database, GPS tracking, B has a commercial agreement with VLAN cloud service provider to deliver and host the B's technology platform is critical in enabling millions of the ride undertaken every day, and it also provides insight with B's users to develop technology. It uses historical real-time data to continuously improve experience for drivers and customers by analyzing the data covering the ride life cycle, from when drivers go online and customers request to when they match, which route they take, and feedback given. By using the machine learning, BIGO can predict future behavior of the customers. BIGO relies significantly on technology to attract new driver, new customers, social media, email engine, keyword searches, and traditional promotion, TV, radio. B engages with current customer through a variety of online radio media, including emails, in-app applications, social media, BIGO marketing activities. We go with BIGO. This is the staff working in research and design, in product management, in data service, in customer service, in legal, in salary, in finance. 5,100 employees are working. BIGO employs 5,000 staff, 60 locations, over 50% of its staff employed in these four activities. More than 50% in first four activities. Staff management, then corporate governance, chief chairman, then CEO, CFO, chief technology officer, commercial officer, people officer, chief marketing officer, non-executive director. Then the company's risk register, risk, reputation, brand, and culture. Building a reputation and brand as a safe, affordable service is critical to attain and retain qualified drivers and customers. Illegal, negligent, or reckless behavior by drivers or customers, BIGO, which may harm our reputation and brand, concerns of customers or drivers, disruption of or defects in our platform, failure to operate consistently, failure to make a culture. Technology infrastructure involves around the technology, collection, storage, processing, driver. We also maintain confidential. Therefore, our system vulnerable to security incident breaches. Technique used to obtain unauthorized access or supportage, as may be unable to anticipate, prevent such attacks. Competition. The TNC market is highly competitive and characterized by rapid changes in technology. We expect competition to continue both for current competitors and outside. We are unable to anticipate or successfully react to these competition. Our competitive position could weaken. We also compete with public transport, taxi cabs. So new players, competitor, and at the same time other substitutes. Licensing and industry regulation depend on the local authority, each city in which we operate, to grant us licensed drivers operating license to permit. If we or our drivers do not comply with licensing or other transport authority receiving from these licenses, similarly increasing regulation of TNC industry related to impact on the environment, increased safety requirement, are all risk in the business. On the website, it is written to provide communities with affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport. The vision is written: transport and technology work seamlessly to bring people, business, and community. Our values are ethical code of conduct ensure that maintain our focus on operating in highest ethical and professional standard. Our focus is on safety of our customer, drivers, and communities. We value the safety of our customer and driver. To protect them, we implement a range of annual background checks on every driver carried out. Continuous criminal monitoring means drivers with disqualifying criminal conviction are not allowed. Driver must complete a safety program annually, which includes how to create a safe and comfortable ride. If a customer or driver feels uncomfortable or need emergency assistance at any point, they can instantly connect with a security. Customer have access to friend and family notification system which can notify destination. Most of our driver vehicle have been equipped with cameras to record rides. Data privacy and storage and usage of our customers' data is top priority. AI customer contract ride and payment information are considered classified data. We also comply with VLAN legislation of privacy of the data. Commitment to the environment. We encourage customers to select shared rides and micromobility. We continue to invest further to our micromobility infrastructure. We have launched an in-app feature for customer to be able to request ride in electric or hydro vehicles. As we do not own the vehicle used by the company, we will continue to find ways to incentivize more drivers to use environmentally friendly, sustainable transport, that is electric vehicles. The revenue of the company in last 2019 to 23, in 4 years, from 400 to 900. 400 into 1 plus g to the power 4 equals to 900. So we can solve compounded growth rate. Active customers in 4 years, from 9 million to 16 million. We can find out the compounded growth rate of customers in our company. Rides completed from around 39 million to 185 million. That is the growth in last 4 years. Percentage of revenue per service. Ride hailing is the highest. It is more or less same. Then ride sharing is second highest. Micro mobility is third highest. It is quite significantly increasing. And business service is very low. In the last year, it was less, but then again picked up. The major revenue is coming from ride hailing. Net promoter score, positive feedback minus negative feedback. Industry average and BIGO. BIGO is better than industry, barabar, better. So most of the times we are better than the industry or equal to the industry. Driver satisfaction rate. But the driver satisfaction rate has gone down. It was in 2019 around 75%, but now it is only 65%. Out of the total drivers, 65% are feeling happy, but earlier it was 75%, not 75, 72%. So the drivers are dissatisfied for some time, you can say. The entire pre-seen material is not giving you any question or anything. It is not comprehension, which you may have done earlier in your normal exams. It is not comprehension. It is just giving information about an industry, and in that industry about a company. The most important thing, you need to think in your mind, do you have practical experience of this industry? क्या प्रैक्टिकली आपने कोई टैक्सी यूज किया है, कहीं गई है, ऐप में बुकिंग किया है, कैसे होता है, ड्राइवर कैसे आता है, हाउ यू आर मेकिंग द पेमेंट, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम यू फेस्ड व्हेन यू बुक द टैक्सी, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम द बिजनेस कैन फेस एंड ऑल. You need to be open-ended. Everything cannot be written here. And when you write your answer in exam, that open-minded thing will be used more as compared to any technical thing. The industry detail are given, and we need to do some research based on this industry. So what I do, I make a material based on this research. This is pre-seen analysis. Slightly lengthy, but it is written in 20 font size. That is by doing Chat GPT, Google, YouTube, referring some other materials, thinking in mind what type of question they ask, what need to be covered, how the write-up should be done. Based on that, an analysis on the entire case study is done. Whether the question will be coming out of that or not, we are not questioning, because nobody can say that this question will come. But anything which comes and you need to write a proper answer, then you need to do your own research. This research you all will be reading. You all will be going through this research. I'm not reading. You need to read once the pre-seen again. And you need to read this research report, which I will be sharing after the class. And be ready that based on this, we will be solving one mock paper in the class. Solving means we will not be writing answer, but we will be critically discussing different parts of the syllabus based on the questions. Sometime finance, sometime accounting, sometime HR, sometime marketing, sometime opportunities, sometime threats, sometime strategies, sometime leadership, sometime corporate governance, sometime risk management. We will be discussing that technical way and at the same time using this case study the practical way, so that you will be able to analyze how we will be using the technical knowledge in the case study. We'll be taking time. We are not going to discuss in 1 or 2 minutes the answer. We will be discussing, each one of us will be involving in the class. I will be giving some hint. You will be saying something. I will be criticizing you. I will be going against you. Somebody else will be going against you. Then we discuss at length in the class. Nobody is right or wrong. It's the discussion which helps to understand everything properly. So once we do for the 2 case study like this, the understanding will be very, very high. And then you are in a position that on the basis of a case study, when the questions are thrown at you, then you will be able to write the answers at least to some level. And improvement will be further happening based on what you are writing, how the improvement can be possible, what you are doing mistake, how you can improve. That regular study will be done in the class for 3 months. That is the process we will follow. For the 1 month, when the pre-scene is not there, the past term pre-scene. When after 1 month the pre-scene will be there, CIMA, we will be using that. And then after that, we will be using the ACCA pre-scene. That way we will be doing. On the basis of each pre-scene, we will cover the technical write-up and we will practically discuss how we will be able to write good answers for a question. So when we do so many questions, you will find that so many things are getting revised again and again. In another pre-scene, again the same question, again same type of thing. So you will become habituated when you practice in writing. If you don't practice in writing, this is a very difficult exam to pass. A student cannot say that I am very busy, I cannot write. Out of in a day of 24 hours, you need to at least find out 1 hour every day. Okay, I will study. Like suppose I have given the homework. Pre-scene again you will read for 1 hour. Maybe 1.5 hours tomorrow you will read the pre-scene. Then the next day you will read this industry write-up. So today is already Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 days gone. Saturday is already our class. Saturday afternoon, so that we will be able to discuss at length one type of question paper, different types of questions and all that. Homework is only reading the pre-scene material and the analysis which I have done. That is the homework. From the next class, the homework will be there that you need to submit the answers also. So that we will be able to, I will be able to help you to improve. Because when you write 10, 15 times the answers, then I will be able to help you. Otherwise, I cannot help you. To help you, I need to check your credibility, to check where you are improving. That's the most important thing in case study exam. Because it is not 2 + 2 4. It is very open-ended thing. And that open-ended thing, you all are, most of you are very senior person. You are already those things you are doing in your practical life day to day. Just that you need to give. Here the industry is different, the company is different, the business is different. And this business problem, how you will handle, that you need to write. So there are many, as per my knowledge, are having good amount of experience in life. That experience will be counted to write a good answer. Somebody will say that, sir, I am pure student like Prem. No problem, sir. You have given 9 exams. You are in the professional level. So you have very technical sound understanding. That also will be helpful. But then those who have not studied for quite a long time, they are not technically perfect, not required, man. You need to be practically perfect, which you are already. That is the exam. But you need to practice in writing. Then only we can pass this exam. Otherwise not. So stopping today here. No further discussion, because discussing this and all that will take time. It will be a different leg. This we will start in the next day on Saturday. The schedule is already shared. From the next day, the class will be from our software. So next day, no YouTube and all that. I will share the link before the class. You will be able to join through that link in the class. Anybody has anything to ask, any question, then please ask. Otherwise, we are winding up for today. Any suggestion, anything which we have not done, which we should be doing? But you should be doing the recording of this class. It is a request. Because if you don't do the recording, the problem will be there that All the basic things which I said, which material and all that, again, you go on asking. So that will be just, you can say, confusion in your mind. So do the recording once better so that you can increase the speed of recording. On YouTube, the feature is there 2x, 3x, so that you can do recording faster. It is purely available on YouTube because it is YouTube live. So once the class is over, you will be able to see recording on YouTube. Hello. Any question anybody has, anything to ask? VG, Prem, SB, Bhanu, Venkat, Binsi, Visal. Anything? All clear. AC. So everybody can type AC, 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 please. Arey yaar, I have said so many times that since this is YouTube live, just after the class, it is freely available on YouTube. On YouTube, our channel, Prakash Saraf official YouTube channel, in live tab, you will be able to see the recordings. Since this is YouTube live, sir, for that reason. But from the subsequent class, recording can be seen in the software. So maybe Binsi, you have not yet installed the software. Tomorrow, try to get some time, 5-10 minutes to install the software in your machine, in your laptop and in your mobile phone. So that from subsequent classes, you can see the recordings. Anna? Because you are busy man. So you need to be dependent on recordings always. Anna? But do the homework assignments. Whenever you get time, do the assignments, sir. Okay. Good night to all of you. Study hard. Follow my instructions. It's not difficult exam, very practical oriented, very interesting. You will find the interest in the next class. You will enjoy. The first class was planning this, that, and all that. The second class is very, very enjoyment class. You will enjoy in the class. That's guarantee. Okay. Each pre-scene for all the other, no sir, only for SBL. For other subject, there is no pre-scene. For other subject, there is no pre-scene based exam. Only for case study, pre-scene based exam. But then since it is pre-scene based, it is easy to pass. Along with this APM, Advanced Performance Management, because there are so many common areas are there which will help you. Thank you, sir. If somebody want to give 2 paper, I will not suggest. But if somebody want to give 2 paper, SBL, APM are very much correlated. SBL, APM, like I did the first class. For APM also, you do the first class recording, you will understand everything. Which material, question, paper, pattern, how to study, how, which material refer, how the question comes, how we need to prepare everything. The same thing I do in the first class for everyone. And then you start your study based on that. Okay. Thank you. Tada, bye-bye. Take care.